Good evening, crewmates. Captain Andy here for a third and final stream of today. And we finally reached a milestone with this stream. As mentioned in the previous two streams of today, and for the last couple, probably 3-4 weeks, I've been, more than that, I've been working on the storylines that Final Fantasy XIV and Clalin Reborn had to offer for my legacy character, Clalin, who's not yet finished the story, but she barely got out of her Clalin Reborn. Well, first I started with the MSQ to show the differences in storyline and also to get myself up to speed with any changes that were made. And I figured I want to show off as much story as I can. So I went through the job quest. All the job quests that a Realm Reborn had to offer. That includes the Temples of War, Magic, Gathering, and Crafting. And after about 3 to 4 glorious weeks of this, we're finally down to one job left. Lancer Dragoon. I saved this last because one, I want to just stab things, but that's my last job. Two, this is a little bit unique because from a Realm Reborn, this is the only job when you eventually get the Dragoon, or it takes place in Quarthus. And when I did this in 1.0 for Clalin, Quarthus was a lot different. There was no snow, being the main thing. But that was then. This is now. Now there's snow. But before we can even get to that point, we have to play its class that came before that, which is Lancer. And so, without further ado, let's get this started. So, New Game Plus, DPS class, and this is a Lancer. Lancer. Though spears and lances have existed long before Gridania's founding, the art of their use evolved rapidly with the establishment of the Lancers Guild. Within its halls and under the instruction of Guild Master Ewain, you endeavor to master the weapon, and by contending with a rogue Lancer, do you learn the true meaning of courage. Let's get started. Now, as we're presently in Gridania, the Lancers Guild is located in Gridania. It is within the old Gridania section, the northern part, and specifically it's a guild at the most northeastern location, right up here. So, that being said, put our visors down. Let's go. Yeah, that was cheesy, I know. Let's go. Right over here. I like how my spear goes right through the umbrella, and the umbrella's not taking any damage. This is the Umbrella of Relics. Alright, so we go over here. Ooh, I'm gonna talk to you first. Welcome to the Lancers Guild adventurer. If you seek to refine your skills with the polearm, then you have come to the right place. Here at the Lancers Guild, spear wielders gather to train with one another and further hone their abilities under the tutelage of our fine instructors. Do you seek membership with us? Of course. Very well. I shall provide you with an insight into the history of our guild. More than just an instrument of war, the spear is also a tool for hunting and with game ever plentiful in the Twelveswood, the weapon has been a mainstay of the locals here since before the founding of Gridania. With the passing of time, our nation became a gathering place for spearmasters from across the realm, many eager to test their mettle against the famed might of our wood whalers. And it was here in Gridania that their myriad fighting styles came into contact, eventually giving rise to the art taught here today. That spear technique could be formalized at all owed much to the founding of the Lancers Guild by wood whaler captain Mistal nigh on a century ago. The tradition of accepting students from without, as well as within Gridania's borders, persists to this day, ensuring that the art of the polearm may not only survive, but also continue to evolve. Well, there you have it. I hope this brief history of the guild has helped settle any doubts in your mind. The Lancers Guild is always eager to welcome new initiates. If you have a will to enlist, speak with me again and we can begin the enrollment procedures. This will take about a good 2.5 hours to 3 hours, mostly probably leaning towards the 3-hour mark, so strap in, friends. Let's have some fun. Well then, have you made up your mind to enlist in the Lancers Guild? Yes, of course. Excellent. I shall let Guildmaster Ewine know to expect you. All who seek admittance to our ranks must present themselves before him. He will judge if you are fit to become one of us. Pray make your way to the training hall within. Our guildmaster awaits you there. One of us, one of us. There you are. Well met, adventurer. I understand you wish to learn the Lancer's art under our roof. I see you have some combat experience, yet it remains to be seen if such skills as you have acquired will avail you here. But no matter. In my capacity as Guildmaster, I shall guide your training, beginning with the very basics, the principles of our art. There exist myriad fighting styles, each of which has its own unique qualities. None, however, can claim to be as offensively minded as ours. Our approach is ever one of attack, no matter who or what we face. An experienced Lancer is able to wield a polearm as if it were an extension of his body. He transformed into a raging storm before his foes, delivering a barrage of devastating thrusts and slashes. To facilitate such a relentless assault, we Lancers forego plate, favoring armor of leather and chain, such materials as provide adequate protection without unduly hindering movement. A Lancer's worth may be measured quite simply in how swiftly and decisively he can pierce his enemy's defenses. By its nature, the polearm is a simple weapon to wield, for good or ill. Even in a farmer's hands, it is capable of wreaking considerable havoc. Thus has it been a mainstay of every great army since ancient times. Yet know that a lance alone does not a lancer make. Faced with unfavorable odds, an unseasoned spearman will break formation and flee without a moment's hesitation. A true lancer, however, flinches not before his enemies, for he knows not the meaning of fear. Ever does he press forward, disdainful of the odds, that he might pierce the enemy line and open a path to victory. Needless to say, doing so requires no small amount of courage, and that is why our guild has striven from the first to instill this essential quality in every soul who passes through our halls. Arduous trials await you should you join our ranks. Knowing this, have you the resolve to wield the lance? Of course. Well said, adventurer. I see no reason to deny you a place within our ranks. Ah, but I neglected to introduce myself. I am Ywain, master of this guild. Pleasantries duly exchanged, I shall add to your hunting log the names of the creatures against which a Lancer might hone his skills. In celebration of this occasion, I hereby present you with your very own spear. Arm yourself with it and speak with me once more. I would have you undertake your first task, a trial to be precise. Lancer unlocked! Again. So, you were able to discern one end of the spear from the other. Good. You were doubtless eager to put your new weapon to the test, which is well, for I do have a test in mind, or rather, a trial. In order to develop an affinity with your weapon and learn to gauge such things as distance, you are to go forth and pit yourself against the creatures that roam just outside the city. The squirrels, ladybugs, and funguars should provide you with a suitable challenge. Put down, let's say, 3 of each, and then report back to me. Okie dokie. Now, because this is at the far northeastern locale within Gridania, I'm just going to use the Etherite chart to go back and forth. So we're going to Blue Badger Gate to get our ladybugs, our squirrels, and our funguars again. With no AoEs as a Lancer, this will get quite tedious. But that's fine. Now for the Fungars. you guys are good. Bye, guys. Oh, look, a shriek shroom. It's on the floor now. It's a walking tree. Oh no, I'm being chased by mushrooms. Run! Run! And as I said, I'd be teleporting around. I find out myself walking to my destination still. Ah, so you're back. I trust you have learned something of the essence of our art. A lantern learns best when he is doing, each thrust making him stronger. Such things as strategy and technique will come in time. And never forget courage. Without it, you cannot hope to realize your potential. Your look betrays no hint of doubt. That is well. It is clear you see the truth in my words. That will be all for the present. Now, take up your weapon, sally forth, and cut a path for yourself. When next we meet, I hope to see you stronger for your time out in the world. Ah, you have returned. I take from your presence that you have gained a measure of familiarity with your weapon. Good. You're ready to begin the next phase of your training. You will recall my telling you that it takes no small amount of courage to be a lancer. Now, in general terms, courage is the strength to do something which one finds unnerving. However, a lancer's notion of courage is not so simple. Having first drawn a distinction between courage and recklessness, he then divides the former into two aspects. I would have you learn each with spear in hand. The first is composure. When outnumbered in battle, a lancer may lose his composure and succumb to panic. Should this happen, all of his training will swiftly flee his mind, and he will struggle to overcome opponents whom he would ordinarily have bested with ease. He will, in short, contribute to his own defeat. If you want to become a lancer in sooth, you must learn to maintain your composure at all times. Do this, and you'll be able to call upon every ounce of your strength and skill when it matters most. And so, to your first task, the riverbanks of the Central Shroud are home to Valka known as Yarzans. Fiercely territorial, the creatures will attack anyone who strays too close, making them a bane of fisherfolk. They typically fall under their prey en masse, barring all avenues of escape before closing in for the kill. What must go through the mind of the victim in that instance? Panic? Despair? Be sure to tell me when you return. Needless to say, I'll have you brave such an encounter. Take this sack of decidedly noisome bait and use it to lure the ravenous creatures out of their nest. It may be that only one curious Yarzan appears, but what if 2 or 3 follow the scent? Let's see how you fare then. Go now, my young lancer, and learn what it means to fight with composure. Central Shroud, I guess. Blue Battle Gate. far. That tree again. I guess I found out my 2 spots. 3, 4. Yarzon nest. Foul-smelling bait. Though Yarzons are said to be attracted to the stench of most any kind of rotting flesh, they become especially excited when that flesh is of a fellow vilekin. Alright. Ravenous gaze. Hey, how's it going today? Thanks for joining the stream. Hoping you're having a great time so far. Great night. Hoping the streams are particularly exciting for you. I hope to be the Dragoon that does manage to dodge the bar by jumping over it. Ha, ha, ha. That's a bad joke. Alright. Vita Vit. We are doing our Lancer Dragoon storyline quest, the last class/job quest line that I've been doing this for the last 2-3 weeks. Let's go to the Lancers Guild. Yeah, Lance, you can tell there's like Lance up there. Oh yeah, I forgot to do it when I came in here. You can also tell that this is the Lancers Guild by just the, where'd it go? Here it is. If you look at the sides here, the 2 banners on the sides, you can just tell it's the Lancers Guild by the lance in the middle. This is like an early incarnation of, Jason's mask. They just didn't have hockey back then in here. But you do see a bunch of lances around. And more lances. And a bigger Jason mask. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, a bit too big. Alright. Welcome back, Clalin, and well done. I trust you now understand that in times of direst need, no amount of strength or skill with a spear will avail the Lancer who lacks composure. You are now ready to learn the second aspect of a Lancer's courage, resolve. When faced with a terrible foe, a Lancer may succumb to fear and self-doubt. Should this happen, he'll become defensive, and in seeking to cover his weakness, surrender his greatest strength, namely his capacity to attack. A Lancer who refuses to attack is not but a man holding a pole. His spear may as well be a broomstick for all the good it would do him. It is not, it will never be a shield. That you should learn the truth of my words firsthand, I bid you go to the Central Shroud, to an area adjoining the abandoned dungeon known as Spirit Hold. Abandoned dungeon? Huh? Since the calamity, the neck of the Twelvewood has become a veritable menagerie of fearsome fauna. There you will find 3 collapsed pillars, which have become a font for fell creatures. You are to put them down. What manner of fiends can you expect to encounter? To reveal that would be to defeat the purpose of the lesson, my young Lancer. I'll say only this: if you face these foes with a Lancer's resolve, you will emerge the victor. Once you have completed the trial, pray report to Jillian in the entrance hall. She has grasped the 2 aspects of courage, albeit with some trouble, though I doubt you will encounter similar difficulties. Her struggle has furnished her with certain insights which I think you would benefit from hearing. A Lancer learns best when he is doing. Aye, but the wisdom of his seniors is not entirely without worth. Go now, and do as I bid you. Alright, Central Shroud, let's go. Anini ani. Where boots are we going? Oh, there. Ooh, there's an S rank here. Oh, never mind. That's in Central Thun Island. Nope, forget it. Hey, get back down here. What are you doing? Get down. Class pillar. Flies. The noise of that chaos thrust bugs me. It's bugged me since actually 1.0. Because it pretty much had the same sound, it's just slower. Because the pace of fighting in 1.0 was slower. Like, got me... I can't say it. It's a good ability, just the noise of it just... How should I put this? The final boss of 1.0 was Neil Van Darnus, Induced Darnus. And he was a Dragoon. So let that sink in, people. He was a Dragoon that got tempered by a dragon. Anyways, where's it going with this? Yeah, and he used to use that move a lot, and as I said, it had a slower tone to it before, and he would use that a lot, and it took my FC about 3 days to beat that fight, and this is just the normal version. That's not hard or insane or whatever term you want to use for it. So, I got to hear that noise a lot, and yeah, it's cool that I'm doing it myself now, but alright, let's go here, talk to Jillian. Hi, Jillian. I have been expecting you, Clalin. By your return, I trust you now understand the importance of resolve. Like one's flesh, courage can be made strong. It is a matter of training each of its aspects. Now, the endeavor may prove difficult in the beginning. Gods know how much I struggled. You may suffer untold humiliation and more frustration than you can bear, but you must persevere. Whenever you engage an opponent, whether in training or in earnest, make a conscious effort to fight with composure and resolve. Over time, doing so will become second nature, and you will acquire much courage. Require such courage as you never thought could be yours. Mind you, not all battles entail a physical clash of might. It could simply be a disagreement born of a conflict in ideology. The point is, it matters not what battlefield you stand upon. So long as you take care to be composed and resolute, your courage will grow. Did that make any sense? Even a little? I fear I cannot hold a candle to Guildmaster Ywain. But if there's aught I can do to assist you in your training... What was that? Something is afoot in the training area? Afoot? And you call yourselves Lancers. Pathetic. You are next, Guildmaster. Arm yourself and face me. Refuse, and all will know that you are no true Lancer. Say what you will, I am above provocation. Craven to the last man. Ah, but what have we here? Wait, she is but a novice. That makes no odds to me. You yourself admitted her to your ranks, did you not? Very well. I shall withdraw for now. Yet know that only the fearless are fit to wear the mantle of Lancer. I look forward to measuring your worth in the days to come. Oh, here's a cheery fellow. There is not more to see. Return to your drills. I'm still looking off into space. Clalin, you made no attempt to evade his thrust. Did your opponent so unnerve you as to deprive you of your senses? Well, it is of little consequence now. You need pay no further heed to our uninvited guest. Lest you wonder, it is not uncommon for challengers to come pounding on our doors seeking to test their mettle. For now, dedicate yourself to tempering the two aspects of courage. The composure to bring the sum of your strength and skill to bear against your foes, and the resolve to attack when fear would stay your hand, as befits a Lancer. When next we meet, I shall have another trial for you, one that will put your courage to the test. Until then, continue to apply yourself to your training. Farewell. Ah, Clalin. I swear you've gained an ill around the arms since last we spoke. It is plain you've not been idle. In our previous lesson, you learned the Lancer's definition of courage and how you might go about tempering its two aspects. Today, we shall find out if your efforts have borne fruit. I see you have come prepared for battle. That is well. Your next trial will place you in the midst of a throng of enemies. In such a situation, one may be attacked from any direction, making it difficult to respond appropriately. Furthermore, the likelihood of being surrounded is high. Will your resolve bear the weight of uncertainty? Will your composure hold when the odds are stacked against you? We shall soon find out. Should you overcome this trial, what courage you already possess will be further tempered. Now, heed me well, for this is what you must do. I would have you travel to Naked Rock, where the Annulls claim dominion. At the summit of the rock is a sacred artifact, the Stone of Courage. You must claim it and bring it to me. If you are to reach your destination, you will need to negotiate a path through whole packs of flesh-eating scalekin. Make no mistake, the creatures are intimidating foes. To stride into the midst of so many would ask much of any Lancer's courage. But given time and no small amount of perseverance, I am confident you will prove equal to the task. Hi-ho, hi-ho, off to Raptors we go. Hwah! And back to Blue Badger Gate. So we want to go east. button. I should help them. Congratulations! You have obtained the false stone of courage. Aye, you heard me right. False. What does that say about your courage, I wonder? Ah, but where are my manners? My name is Folks. We'd had the pleasure of meeting at the Lancers Guild, if you recall. On that occasion, I turned my weapon upon you, and you betrayed not a hint of fear. It was in that instance I sensed you were unlike the others, that you had promise. And so to the present. In its current state, the trial in which you are engaged, if trial may be called, makes a mockery of the Lancer's art. Needless to say, this cannot be tolerated. And so, I have taken the liberty of moving the Stone of Courage to a more suitable location. It now resides within the depths of Spirit Hold, under the guard of fell fiends. A far more fitting challenge, as I am sure you will agree. Whether or not you attempt to retrieve the stone is for you to decide. If you fear for your safety, I suggest you run back to the guild and bemoan the world's frightfulness to the many brave souls who cower there. Ywain will doubtless consider it a supremely courageous act. Yet know that a Lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of a great danger. Sorry, dude. Didn't mean to have you fight everything on your own. Oh, never mind. Alright. Let's go to Spirit Hold, shall we? Apparently this is a dungeon, or used to be. I don't remember this being a dungeon in 1.0 at all. I guess it's just lore that they're adding. Or they decided to add. Yeah, the only dungeon in 1.0 that I knew about dungeons were Totarak, Orm Vale, Darkhold, Castrum Novum, and Cutter's Cry. 5 in total. If you count the primals, 4 trials. Ifrit, Garuda, the Mughals, and Vandarnis. As well as the hard version of those, and then also an extreme version of Ifrit. There, we're done. And normally if you try to go in here on your own, you'd be fighting through these mobs to get to where you want to go. Good way others. Okay, have fun. Da, 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 da. Let's deliver the Stone of Courage to Ywain. Lancers Guild, Lancers Guild. So, you have returned. Tell me, were you able to obtain the Stone of Courage? Stone of Courage. A heavy stone used by the wood whalers for training with the lance. Yes, this is indeed the stone, though it is in rather worse condition than when I last saw it. What happened at Naked Rock? The Lancer recently threatened you moved the stone to Spirit Hold. Not content with trespass and slander, the brazen fool now meddles with our training? Seven hells, this is not to be borne. Listen well, though I do not doubt that you know better, my duty as Guildmaster compels to state the obvious. Heed not that man's words. That a Lancer's courage can only be forged in the midst of great danger is a vainglorious tripe. As you have already learned, a Lancer's courage is the product of composure and resolve. Be under no misapprehension. Watchfully navigating the Annul's territory serves to temper your courage in a matter that blindly raving the terrors of Spirit Hold did not. As you continue your training, pray keep the lesson of this trial close to your heart. Ah, Clalin, you have come at a good time. I urgently require your help. Scarcely a bell ago, our friend Folks paid us another visit, seemingly intent on reprising the performance he gave the day of your first meeting. As on that occasion, he raved till the air was thick with slanders, declaring every soul who met his gaze more craven than the last. This time, however, not all ears were deaf to his myriad provocations. It seems one of our younger members took offerize at his words and demanded satisfaction of the rogue. The two has since departed to duel in the East Shroud. Had I been on hand, I would have forbidden such folly, and rebuked the lad for letting pride cloud his judgment. Alas, I learned of it too late, and the boy is gone. All we can do now is ensure that the hot-headed fool does not come to lasting harm. I would have departed in pursuit of the pair ere you came, but my duties keep me here. This is why I turn to you now. Pray go to the East Shroud in my stead and watch over our comrade. And we go to East Shroud through the boat. Not far. So we meet again. You remember who I am, Netress? I should have said, who are you? But of course you remember your mentor. He who taught you the true meaning of courage. I understand you were able to retrieve the Stone of Courage in Spirit Hold. It seems I was right about you. Aye, you have the markings of a true Lancer, unlike those charlatans at the Lancers Guild. It is well that you have come to me, for I have just a trial for you. One that will do wonders for your courage. Not interested, you say? But you have no choice. Should you refuse, well, suffice to say that I will not be able to guarantee the safety of your comrade here. When last we spoke, I told you that a Lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. Needless to say, the threat posed by ordinary creatures is insufficient. One must needs seek out better sport. Ah, but fear not, for I have taken the liberty of finding you something suitable. Take this alchemic potation and sprinkle it upon the exposed roots yonder. Doing so will garner you of the wrath of a certain creature, which you must then strike down. Foe's roots. Alchemic potation. A highly toxic liquid entrusted to you by the rogue lancer Fulks. Fulks. Hey, it's a tree. Die, tree. Alright, let's go. So you drank us the Trin. Well done. By striking out that frenzied creature, you've further strengthened your courage. Release your comrade? Oh, I shall. Once you've completed my next trial, this zone will pit you against a multitude of foes. Make your way to Life Meat's dump in the Central Shroud. Once there, seek out a likely spot along the forest path to lie in wait. Man-eating wolves are wont to hunt there at this time of year, and it should not be long before a pack appears. When the beasts show themselves, you are to slay their leader, the Alpha Wolf. I shall be observing from up close. The better to offer you advice. Alright, so Central Shroud can teleport there, or we can go through Gridania, or I can just take this lovely path right here. Alright, looks like we have a level capped area, which is all fine and great. Ooh, so the mist. Oh, a wolf! Well then. You are to be congratulated. By throwing yourself in the midst of danger, you have further tempered your courage. And in the process, you have brought peace to Life Mint's dump, a place considered sacred by the people of Gridania. Having undertaken my trials, you must now see that those issued by the guild are not but child's play. Mine is the one true path to courage. All others lead to ignominy. If you wish to become a lancer worthy of the name, I suggest you leave Ewain and his House of Cravens never to return. For your sake, I pray you do so soon, till we meet again. One sec. Alright, so from here we head back to Gridania. Alright, let's continue on here. Etherite shard. Looking at the time, we're at level... we're making pretty good progress with this. I think. Although, unlike my other classes, I'm actually using the Etherite shards this time. Clalin, thank the gods you were safe. That young fool of a lancer returned but moments ago, and through choked tears recounting to me all that transpired. I understand folks again attempted to force upon you his corrupted notion of courage. I cannot say this enough. A lancer's strength strengthens his courage by tempering his composure and resolve, not by rushing headlong into danger. You were able to overcome folks' trials. 'Tis true, yet know that you did so by virtue of true courage, that is, courage born of composure and resolve. You faltered not before the fury of a frenzied trant, nor did you succumb to panic when surrounded by bloodthirsty wolves. Owing to this, you were able to perform to the fullest of your potential. You have come far, Clalin. It is past time I taught you the piercing talon technique, one of the most versatile weapons in the Lancer's arsenal. May it serve you well. Now, I must needs decide what course of action to take in regards to your self-appointed mentor. Though no lives were lost, this latest incident only serves to confirm that what I have long suspected, that folks will cause great harm if left to propagate his corrupted notion of courage. He must be persuaded to desist, though I do not yet know how. Mayhap his regard for you could be turned to our advantage, but leave such considerations to me. For the time being, you would do well to put folks from your mind. Focus on your training and strive to master the techniques I have taught you. I look forward to our next meeting. I've been expecting you, Clalin. Have you been training hard, I trust? I would set you on your next trial, one more dangerous than any you have faced before. But I would not send an unprepared woman to her death. Before we proceed, I must needs verify your progress with mine own eyes. You will face 3 experienced lancers in single combat. Defeat each one in succession, and you will prove yourself fit to undertake the trial. Arm yourself and take your place in the training hall. We begin when you are ready. I'm ready. Let's just go. Hey. Soft-spoken lancer, huh? No holding back, not a problem. Next. He disappeared. Okay, I guess that's it. Well done. Impressive, Clalin. Most impressive. You are ready to face the trial. Yet, I did not exaggerate when I said it would be dangerous. Make no mistake, to take this test is to risk death. Knowing this, do you still wish to proceed? Of course. You disappoint me. Back again, are you? This woman is the only soul in this pathetic excuse of her guild who shows any promise. Which is why I counseled her to leave you. Alas, she chose to remain in your house of cravens. Such a waste. This guild has outlived its purpose, and I mean to see its doors shut and barred for good. If you wish to object, I invite you to do so with lance in hand. You do not want for confidence, sir, but answer me this. What grudge you hold against us, and for what reason did you choose this of all crusades? I detest cravens who would proclaim their courage and like nothing better than to crush them. That is my reason. Well, the fixity of your purpose is clear, even if your reasoning is not. So be it. Suffice it to say, you will not have your way without a fight. Oh, but do not presume that I will be your opponent. No, you must face the Lancer with whom you grandly claimed mentorship, the one woman among us whose potential you condescend to acknowledge. Clalin shall represent us all. Clalin shall represent us all. As Guildmaster, I wage the fate of the guild upon her lance. Do as you will, coward. It is your guild to throw away. You may even set the terms of the contest. Very well. Clalin here is to undertake a trial. I challenge you to complete the task before she does. You are to travel to the East Shroud and prove your courage before the Lord of the Bramble Patch. He is a giant amongst boars, unrivaled in strength and savagery, and ruler over all his kind. You must go before this fearsome creature and stand your ground. Know, though, that the Lord of the Bramble Patch will not grant an audience just to anyone. You must needs present him an offering of the bloody tusks of his subjects, the wild boars that inhabit his domain. When you have prepared your offering, leave it upon an area of trampled earth, drawn to the stench of blood. The Lord of the Bramble Patch will soon appear. That is all. Are there any questions? No? Then let the trial commence. East Shroud. How far east? Not that far. Oh, here's a wild boar. Hello, boar. Die, boar. You still live? Wow. Oh, 10 husks. Oh my. Alright. Five more. There's my last four right over here. And here we go. The trampled earth is right here. Buddy boar tusk. It appears the poor soul who tried to harvest this tusk before you was not so fortunate. Ooh. Oh, another instance. Solo instance. All right. Bacon. Kamapua. I look like an appetizer to this thing. You shan't find much sport in these two. Shan't find much sport in these two. Come back another day, my friend. Well done, Clalin. You have completed the trial. I trust you see the truth in my words. Hurling yourself in the midst of danger is not courage. It is folly. No, this proves nothing. I refuse. I refuse to accept. You refuse to accept the weakness within you. No, leave him be. Your work here is done. Return to the guild. I shall see you there presently. I think it's this way. Indeed it is. Teleport or boat to Gridania. Yes. I will not lie to you. You are no match for the Lord of the Bramble Patch. You had betrayed any hint of fear, he would have gored you in the space of a moment and feasted on your entrails. But you stood your ground, holding fast to your composure and resolve. Thus were you able to stare terror in the face and survive unscathed. Well done. You have overcome the greatest hurdle in the quest to become master of your own courage. You may now bring to bear the full extent of your abilities upon even the mightiest of foes. As for Fuchs, well, if there is a shred of reason left in him, he will have learned the self-same lesson as you this day. Painful though the experience must surely have been, one can only hope that it will serve to open his eyes to the truth. Go forth, and Clalin, and prepare yourself for further trials. I look forward to our next meeting. It is good to see you again, Clalin, and stronger than last we spoke. Plainly, you have devoted many hours to training, which is just as well, for I have in mind to set you on your next task. At the Bramble Patch, you came to grasp the true meaning of courage. I would have you put that courage to the proof before 3 masters of our art. In the many years since they began their training within these walls, these men have led very different lives, yet they share the distinction of being regarded amongst the finest lancers of their time. And just as they once looked to their seniors for inspiration, so too shall you look to them. By availing yourself to their wisdom, you will take another step towards becoming a fully fledged lancer. Your first instructor is a man named Mathiomi. Seek him out at Amari Sykes' spire in the East Shroud, where he serves as a frontier sentry. The long years at his post have honed Mathiomi's perception. No detail escapes the man's piercing gaze. Present yourself before him for inspection, Clalin, and do as he bids you. Okay. Is that where I think it is? Just gonna teleport this time. Yeah, I'm lazy. He's up the stairs. There he is, Mathiomi. You must be the young lancer I was told to expect. Greetings and well met. I am Mathiomi, commander of the brave men and women of the Spire. Now, let's have a good look at you. I see. You possess strength and skill in abundance. Of this there is no doubt. But you still want for experience. Oh, I don't doubt you see much and more. Mayhap you believe there is not left out there to unnerve you. Yet, the world is wide, and only gods cling to the wall. You may be assured that the legendary lancers of old faltered at times. No lancer, nor any man, can foresee all possibilities, but he can steel himself for the unexpected. I would have you do just that. Take this bottle of fresh-spoken blood, and sprinkle it at the foot of the great trees of the north. Doing so will lure out creatures of the night, which you are to vanquish. Spoken blood. The warm blood of a bipedal sentient. For some unknown reason, the humors will not coagulate. A blood bat! A dead bat! A very dead bat! That it? Alright. I gotta sell some stuff. I'll do that later. I'll just probably just toss it. I think they need help. I can help. I couldn't heal the truck. Well, the truck would just disappeared. that's done. Alright, let's continue. Back to Dragoon. And switch this to here. Alright, sort. Put on this. Hey, looks like a lot of them didn't. 3 of them didn't have that. Title or achievement. Glad to help them. Welcome back, lass, and well done. I bore witness to your battle with mine own eyes. The blood bat bewilders its prey with its ceaseless flittering, and which makes putting a spear in the beast an exercise in frustration that may easily have given rise to panic. Yet, to your credit, you fought on resolutely, and thus emerged the victor. Ywain has taught you well, young one. You have a way to go, to be sure, but beneath those rogue-hewn edges, I see the makings of a great lancer. With my blessing, make your way to Buscarin Druthers and the South Shroud. It is there that your next instructor, Buscarin himself, awaits. The man has a unique approach to our art. Though it's a fair while since he hung up his spear, his words are well worth hearing. Indeed, lancers visit him as much for his counsel as well as they do his mead. Lancers visit him as much for his counsel as they do his mead, good though it is. By meeting Buscaron and availing yourself to his knowledge, your lance work will surely improve. That's right, can't fly, get down. And we go through the Montoya cellars. Great, we keep going here. Well, if it isn't Ywain's protege, I thought it was about time you arrived. I'm Buscaron. This here's my place. In case you're wondering why old Ywain sent you, I should mention that I've not always been in the food and drink business. Before I opened the Druthers, I manned an outpost not far from here. Any road, between keeping throats wet and bellies full, I ain't got a good deal of time to chat just now. So if you don't mind, I'll get on with educating you. Now, take this nice bottle of full flower mead. Wait, don't open it. This ain't that kind of lesson. No, I want you to make an offering at the Misdal's Lance, which is a monument tucked away in a rocky cleft to the south of here. See the bottle safely there, complete with its contents, and when you come back, I'll tell you a story. Got all that? Good. Keep going this way. Miss Dell's lance. It's an actual lance. Interesting. Full flower mead. This aged honey liquor has a faint bouquet of roses and ochus. There you go. Let's keep going this way, through here. Hey, my fishing rod sold. Woo! I don't remember having fishing rod up, but it's sold. Chocobo's on the table. So you offered up the meat as I told you, and without drinking a drop. Very well. You shall have a tale of me as promised. Mistel is the man who founded the Lancers Guild, and the monument I sent you to was erected in his honor. Mistel was courage made flesh. Cut him, and I dare say he'd have bled the stuff. It was him who first identified the two aspects of Lancer's courage, as well as how to go about tempering him. And that weren't all he did. Seeing how the art had gone stale, with Lancers keeping to the confines of the 12 Woods, he sought to bring in new techniques and methods from faraway lands. But Gridania was a different place in his day. The outside world was a thing to be shunned back then, and non-forest-born were considered faithless savages. Aye, it was worse than now. It was even worse than now. Of course, old Miss Dahl wasn't afraid to call that way of thinking. What it was. A lot of ignorance and cowardice. To cut a long story short, despite a force full of good old Gridanian stubbornness, he finally convinced the nation to open its doors to foreign lancers, and by blending their techniques with his own, he gave the world the art which you now practice. To this day, the Lancers Guild accepts students regardless of their origin. That wouldn't have been possible if it hadn't been for Mistal. Us Lancers owe him much and more, and it's our charge to carry on his legacy. Never forget that. Eh? What's that? When's the trial? Much as I hate to disappoint you, there isn't one. Your courage was never in doubt, lass. My part in your training's done. 'Tis time you visited your third and final instructor, a fellow named Vauclair. You'll find him willing away his time at the Bob and Cork, like as not. Oh, that's the name of an inn in Falgord Float. In case you don't know, up in the North Shroud it is. Vauclair is an old rival of mine. Me and him used to go at it till neither man could lift his spear tip off the ground. I warn you, he was a right stubborn bugger back then, and the years ain't done much to improve his humors. So, good luck with impressing him. Right. I'm not going to be traveling all the way from down here to here. No, I'm just going to teleport. Hey, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. I'm guessing he's upstairs. Indeed he was. I take it you are the young Lancer of whom Ywain spoke, and an adventurer besides, by the looks of you. I was an adventurer myself once. That was before I became a lance for hire. But enough idle talk. You have come to learn from me, and learn from me you shall. Be warned, though, that you will not find me as lenient an instructor as the others. Now, pay attention. Thus far, you have learned to muster your courage in situations of panic, fear, and uncertainty. With me, you will learn to do so in the face of change. The enemy is a living thing, and living things are apt to change. Whatever the nature of that change, a Lancer must be able to think and adapt, and to think and adapt during battle requires courage. To teach you the meaning of my words, I would have you challenge a fiery fiend known as the Red Balloon. However, the creature will only appear there in a raging flame. You may kindle such a flame by procuring 6 fingers of slain balloons and disposing them at a guttered campfire. This should suffice to entice the Red Balloon. As the battle wages on, the creature's fury shall burn with an ever greater fervor until it is ready to burst in the conflagration of death. Let courage lend strength to your lance and extinguish this fiery foe. Conflagration. Oh. Wrong way. One balloon. 2 balloons. 3 balloons. 4 balloons. 5 balloons. That's it. Alright. Do I have this ready? I do. For sure, sold those. Ooh, a bat wing. Alright. Gutted campfire. Okay. What are these? This tiny finger taken from a void sent balloon is hot to the touch. Alright. Ah, back down you. So you have vanquished the Red Balloon. No less than what I would expect of one of your Waynes. Your enemy altered its nature throughout the encounter, thereby causing the terms of the battle to shift repeatedly. Yet, ever did you press on, your courage holding firm in the midst of constant change. So it was that you emerged triumphant. I am not known for being liberal with my praise, but you have done well. Yours is a genuine courage. Mind you, this does not give you license to forsake your training. You are still but a fledgling among us after all. I have finished with you. You may depart back to your Wayne. And when you do, tell that young upstart that I demand he show his face here from time to time. That is all. Here we go. Let's get that settled in. Faster, go this way. Mochizuki, Sen Mochizuki. Mochizuki. Oval Cloud demands that I show my face. I can only assume that buxom brunette at the foot isn't lavishing him with the attention he craves. Very well, I shall see what I can do. As for you, Clalin, well done. I never doubted that you can meet with the approval of all three men. Yet I'm no less proud of you for doing so. You have traveled far along the Lancer's path, and soon you will no longer require my guidance. In fact, you need overcome but one further trial to complete your education here. Do so, and I will give you my blessing to leave the Lancers Guild and embark upon a new adventure with spear in hand. As ever, apply yourself to your lance work and return when you are ready for your final challenge. I look forward to our next meeting. Ah, Clalin, ever a sight for sore eyes. By your return, I take it you're ready for your final trial. Very well, let us... Gilmaster Wayne! You are wounded. What has happened? We were attacked, sir, by a Dusk-White Lancer as we trained in the forest. He was impossibly strong, a demon. He kept screaming something about teaching us true courage. Not him, not Fulks. We were in the northwest corner of the central shroud. When it happened, I was able to get away, but the others, you must send the others. Be strong, man. I'm sorry, Clalin. The trial must wait. Pray make haste to the central shroud and help your comrades. And Clalin, should Fulks force your hand, do what must be done. 12 speed you on your way. Okay. So northwest, which means I'm going to want to take the White Wolf Gate instead this time. White Wolf brings you up to the elevated platform, makes it a little bit easier to cross. Here you go. Scarred Lance. Alright, let's go. Proceed. Help! For the love of the 12, help me! I owe you my life, friend. Another breath and I would have become worm fodder. A Dusk-Great Lancer unleashed the fiends upon us, claiming it would temper our courage. You should have seen the look in his eye when he said it. Mad bastard. Rizzy now? I think he headed towards the North Shroud, maybe in the direction of Falgord Float? I can't say for sure. I was concentrating on the Scalekin at the time. If it's a reckoning you seek, you are likely to be disappointed. Those of us who managed to outrun the worms will have already alerted the whalers. I dare say that Duskgrade is being held at spear point as we speak, begging for his worthless life in a puddle of his own piss. Serves the bastard right and all. North Shroud. So, let's cross the bridge. Focus. Focus. What kept you? Helping your comrades, I'd say. Fool. You waste your pity on false friends. It was only a matter of time before they betray you. Aye, just like those wretches who saw me imprisoned and exiled. I was once an upright citizen of Gridania, and a man of the Lancers Guild. Yet life was not easy. For want of the coin to obtain the barest necessities, I conspired with my closest comrades to steal from the guild's coffers. The theft soon came to light, and though there were no suspects, it was clear that the deed had been perpetrated by someone within the ranks. An air of suspicion hung heavy over the guild from that day forth, until at last, unable to bear the guilt, I convinced my accomplices to join me in confessing. Ooh, not that. Only for them to bite their craven tongues after I had stepped forward and admitted my part in the crime. And so it was that I alone took the blame of course it was the dust right, everyone said. But was there ever any doubt? It made all perfect sense. Despite my heartfelt pleas, my so-called friends denied any involvement. Instead, they called me vulgar names I do not care to repeat. Can you imagine the shock and anguish I felt at their betrayal? With that, I had the strength to force the truth out of those traitors. Would that I had the courage to escape my dungeon cell, even if it meant taking some hapless guard's life. Driven by vengeance and no small amount of self-loathing, I resolved to forge my courage anew. I strode into the lairs of ravenous fiends while drenched in blood. I put their helpless offspring through the spear that I might face the unbridled fury of their kin. From my efforts, I have acquired the ultimate courage, a courage forged amidst danger and tempered by rage. I fear nothing. I am the greatest lancer that has ever lived. All right, buddy. Impossible. Impossible. My courage is absolute. No, come no closer. Rip. Screw it, I'm flying this time. Here. Let's go ahead and end this final Lancer's quest and then start the final port of all this. Dragoon. So, Fulks is no more. Fulks. His was a tragic tale, and one that might have been so different. Had fate not dealt him such a cruel hand, he could well have commanded a place of honor within these halls. But it avails us not to dwell upon what might have been. It is enough that you are still with us. Lest you wonder about your final trial, there will be none. I have seen all I need to see. You have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that yours is a genuine courage. In recognition of this, I shall pass you the secrets of Lance Charge, one of the most potent abilities in our arsenal. You are Lancer in your own right now. There is not more I can teach you. From here onward, it is up to you to seek out such challenges as will make you grow. Like attracts like. And the strong are drawn to strength. Just as I once knew for certainty that I was destined to face the Lord of the Bramble Patch, so too will you find, or be found by, an adversary of equal worth. None can say what fate will bring, but armed with your courage, there is naught you need fear. Keep close to your heart the lessons you have learned here, and go forth to blaze a new trail with spear in hand. Complete. Lance Charge. Alright. That ends the Lancer portion of this quest. Let's jump straight into the Dragoon portion and bring these quest lines to a close. At least for now. Dragoon. As Iskar's war with Dragonkind rages, one individual is chosen each generation to become the Azure Dragoon, leading the Holy Sea's charge against the Horde. Yet, for reasons unexplained, the Eye chooses to rouse for a second individual. You. Let's go. Yeah, this Dragoon, destroying what Twin-Hand Dragoon with the Eye and whatnot, that's actually the beginning part of the Heavensward story, so it's cool to check it out if you want to get like a little like a pretext to it. Ah, I dare say you might just be the right woman for the job. The guild has an urgent need of a capable Lancer for a mission beyond our nation's borders. Hear me out if you will. I've received word from his guardian friend to the effect that he requires our aid. I would have you go and provide that aid. As you may already know, due to her ongoing conflict with the dragons, Isgard has kept her gates closed to outsiders for some time. The occasional dragoon on patrol duty is about all folks see these days. In spite of her self-imposed isolation, however, the Holy See has never failed to honor her obligations to her allies. It is only fitting that we answer the call and lend what assistance we can. To this end, we offered to dispatch a contingent of wood whalers with all haste, but were politely informed that they would not be welcome, much to our initial confusion. It was explained that we are dealing with a matter of some sensitivity, best handled by individuals who are capable and trustworthy, yet unbound by allegiance, and who fits that description save adventurers. Secrecy being paramount, I can provide no details as to the nature of the task. All you need to know will be revealed at the rendezvous point. Should you accept the mission, take yourself to the observatorium. A knight by the name of Sir Alberic will receive you upon arrival. Alright, let's go to, here. Hey, there's a... that's right here. It's gonna be near where I need to go, so I'll just get to it. What am I looking for? Party finders. Alright. Big dragon. Yes, we're throwing snowballs at the dragon. Well, that's done. Leave. Let's go here. Let's switch back to Dragoon. Go first. I can't go Dragoon. I have to do it. Let's start this as Lancer, because this game has a weird system when it comes to this. But we'll play along for now. I know normally first guards I like to use a French Canadian accent. Maybe I could just continue doing that while I'm in here. It'll become very tedious eventually, but yeah. Ah, you must be the adventurer of whom your men of whom you ain't sent word. Greetings and well met. I am Sir Alberic Bale, Knight of Ishgard. The Holy See is much obliged for your aid. Time being of the essence, I shall proceed straight to the heart of the matter. The eye, a Ishgardian relic of immeasurable worth, has been stolen, and we have reason to believe the culprit has come this way. So it is that we ask for your assistance in its recovery. The thief has been identified as a man named Estenier, a dragoon sworn to the service of the Holy See. Aye, you heard true. The crime was perpetrated by one of our own, an individual in a position of trust and no little honor. You may be assured that a fate worse than death awaits him upon capture. My duties to the sea afford me a little opportunity to travel beyond the walls of Ishgard. I must confess to a grave ignorance of recent Gridanian affairs. I was told that a sentry by the name of Losdarel might have knowledge of routes off taken by its guardian fugitives. I prefer to keep my identity a secret, and thus would have you gather what information you can from the man. We must act quickly, for you see, Estenier is... but I've already said too much. What matters is that we find our thief in the eye, with all haste. When last sighted, Estenier was clad in black armor. Now go, and speak not a word of what I have told you to anyone. I just said this in the open with a guard right behind me. So, shh. Losdarel. Road shared by escorting fugitives? Now that's a question I don't hear every day. You aren't plotting some unsavory act yourself, are you? Even if you were, I doubt you'd make it far. Any road, we caught a few fleeing to the North Shroud. What with Gridania being home to nearly as many Elazin as Ishgard, it is no easy task to identify outsiders. If you're on a hunt for someone, you can do worse than visit Florent's spire in the North Shroud, and speak with a man named Idistan. If any suspicious persons have crossed the border in recent days, he'd be the first to know. Right, so... Go this way. Hail, adventurer. Yes, I am the one tasked with monitoring those who would enter our lands by way of Corthus. An Ishgardian knight clad in black armor? No, I recall nothing of the sort, and such a striking visitor would be difficult to forget. My apologies, friends. I can only suggest that you return to Losdarel and see if he has any other theories. Funny how they tried to dodge the problems to someone else at first. No luck, you say? Most curious. Why, it is nigh impossible that a fugitive can make it this far without being spied from Florent's spire. Which leaves the possibility that your man is still in Ishgard. It runs counter to good sense. Would the fugitive not want to put a distance of ground between him and his pursuers? But by the process of deduction, it is a possibility. The clans of Ishgard are not kind to drifters and vagabonds. That said, there have been talk of curious smokes wafting from the cave ether here at night. Were I were you, I might begin my search there. There are the caves. Estenian! Yeah, it's a campfire. Oh no! Oh no! Oh yeah! Superhero landing! That Ishgard would resort to sending coin-starved adventurers after me. I know not whether to laugh or feel insulted. The eye? It rouses for another? Preposterous. Our paths shall cross again. You can be sure of it. I'm just not going to change my accent for this. Maybe once I start doing the Ishgard storyline MSQ, but for now, I'll use my same old boring French-Canadian accent. Okay, we're almost there. Dragon clad in black, Dragoon clad in black, you say? Tell me all that transpired. By the fury that the eye would choose another. I had not thought it possible. In light of recent events, it would seem an explanation is in order. The eye is no ordinary relic. It harbors the power of the dragon. With it bestows upon a single chosen soul, the strongest and wisest Dragoon. He who is chosen is possessed by the power to fight our mortal foes, the dragons of Dravania, on equal footing, soaring the firmament as if it were an extension of the land. The man is known as the Azure Dragoon. The Azure Dragoon is the light of hope for all his guardians, and the paragon of all dragoons. For this reason, you may imagine how it pains me to have to confess that the man you encountered, the thief, is none other than the Azure Dragoon, that I was once his teacher. Needless to say, I acknowledge myself accountable for Estenian's misdeeds, and mean to do all my power to find him and recover the eye. But I cannot do this alone. I require your help, Clalin. You who have received the power of the dragon. You may labor to believe it, but there can be no mistake. The soul of the Dragoon I bear glows in your presence, irrefutable proof that you are chosen. What I can ill explain, however, is the why of it. Never before in Ishgard's long history has the eye roused to more than one individual in a single generation. But it avails us not to cudgel our brains about it. The fact of the matter is that you are now a vessel of the power of the dragon. The dragon lies yet in slumber, however, and you must needs possess the means to wake it, the soul of the Dragoon. I would entrust you with mine. Like Estenier, I once ruled the skies as the Azure Dragoon, although that power has since become lost to me. It was simply by force of habit that I have hitherto kept the soul upon my person. I have no inkling as to why the eye had seen fit to choose a second, and an outsider at that. Yet one thing is clear. None can challenge the Azure Dragoon and conceivably save another Dragoon. None can challenge the Azure Dragoon and conceivably prevail save another Azure Dragoon. You are our only hope of bringing Estenier to justice and reclaiming the eye. Of course, I do not ask that you do this unaided. I may be a Dragoon no more, but what knowledge I have, I will gladly impart to you. For indeed, when the time comes that you must face the Azure Dragoon, Not less than complete mastery over the power of the dragon will avail you. That a perilous road lies ahead of you, I will not deny. Knowing this, if you would still lend me your lance, I will teach you to harness the power that has chosen you. Go forth, my young dragon, and rouse the dragon within. I look forward to your return. There we go. Dragoon unlocked. Jump. Alright, now let's get on our full Dragoon class now. It is pleasing to see how readily the dragon stirs within you. You show great potential, Clalin. A potential that may well prove the difference between victory and defeat. Estanier is no ordinary dragoon. Even when set against the legendary Azures of ages past, the man is considered second to none. Such is his prowess, in fact, that the day he was chosen by the Eye, it was proclaimed that Haldrath the Dragon Eye has been reborn. I mean not to disparage your skills, Clalin, but to pursue Estanier in your current state would be tantamount to suicide. As promised, I shall train you in the way of the Dragoon, that you might face Estanier as an equal. Sorry about that. Before we commence, however, it is only fitting that you are edified regarding our origins. It all began a millennium past, when our forebears resided in the northern plains southern plains in humble circumstances. The Fury, impressed by the spirit of our ancestors, decided it was meet that she make them her own. So did she appear before Haldrath's sire. A man of courage and integrity named Thordan, and bade him lead her people to the Promised Land, to what would become the great nation of Ishgard. Their journey brought them to a wide chasm, whereupon Thordan and his people set to building a bridge. It was then that a dark shadow descended upon them, the great worm Nidhogg. Needless of his own safety, Thordan fearlessly clashed at the colossal beast. Alas, he was pushed into the chasm by one of his own, a man seduced by the worm and fell to his death. Taking up his slain sire's lance, Haldrath hurled himself at Nidhogg. Even as tears streamed down his face, the confrontation ended when the young man, his hand guided by Helona, landed a mighty thrust that prized out Nidhogg's eye. With a terrible roar of pain, the great worm took wing and fled, while jubilation reigned below. Ishgard's priceless relic is none other than the eye taken from Nidhogg that day. It is a veritable wellspring of dragon power. Even so removed from its owner, it can exert control over the hearts of man. Haldrath himself felt its meddling influence, but his love of justice brooked no corruption, and he prevailed over the power, claiming it for his own. And so it was that the first Azure Dragoon was born. Being derived from our foe, the power of the dragon is a thing to be loathed. But as Haldrath proved to us all, so long as our hearts burn with justice, we need not fear being taken in its thrall. But what is justice precisely? Justice assumes many shapes and forms, Clalin, and none can say that one is greater than another. So long as you hold fast to your beliefs and stay true to yourself, you leave no room for the power of the dragon to master you. But enough of history. Let us return to our attention to the present. A knight by the name of Sir Brusmont will see to the next stage of your training. Seek him out at Witch Drop. That is northeast, I think. south? At the bottom? Okay. Hello. So the adventurer seeks to become a dragoon. Salberg speaks of legends and chosen ones, but I would see you prove yourself in a more practical fashion with your lance. Defend yourself. Huh? Who am I fighting? Oh! Alright, he's dead. You have some skill, I'll give you that. And the glow of your soul crystal. Perhaps Sir Albrecht was not wrong about you after all. Now, return to him. Your training here is complete. Okay. The soul of the dragon grows ever stronger within you, Clalin. Clearly your trial was a rousing success. I need only observe your crystal to know as much. Yes, though you have only just begun to walk the path of the Dragoon, it is clear you possess the talent to become a Stendian's equal. Go forth and make the powers you have obtained your own. When the time is right, we shall proceed with your training. Ooh, elusive jump. Let's jump into a hole backwards because we think we're cool. You grow ever stronger, and I speak. You grow ever stronger, and I speak of more than just the flesh. Aye, you're slowly but surely realizing your potential as an Azure Dragoon. It is heartening to look upon, though I must confess that my preceding feeling is one of relief. You must understand, the mere thought of the eye would choose an outsider, one who ill comprehends the threat posed by the dragons, fill me with the gravest of misgivings. Yet you have... I shall say no more, lest flattery impede your involvement. Now, during our last lesson, I enlightened you regarding the origins of Dragoon. Now you will recall how Haldreth heroically triumphed over the great worm Nidhogg, and Ishgard came into possession of the Eye. Tell me, do you believe that these events truly transpired, or are you inclined to think them fairy tales? I ask you this because few folk have seen dragons in the flesh besides we as guardians, and most would have soon dismissed them as products of the imagination. Alas, dragons are no less real than you or I, with Nidhogg perhaps the most real of all. In the course of its history, Ishgard has suffered the creature's wrath on 8 separate occasions. Each time the great worm rouses, the blood of countless guardians is spilled. Let us revisit the past once more, Clalin. This time is 20 summers past in the place of Travania. After a century in slumber, Nidhogg awakened once more to resume his reign of terror. Entire villages were razed to the ground, their inhabitants reduced to smoldering ash. Sensing the great worm's unbridled rage, others of his kind began to rouse, and in such numbers as to blot out the sun with their wings. A deep, foreboding darkness swept over Ishgard. Raging infernos painted the belly of the sky an angry red, the agonized screams of innocents fading into deadly silence. In my station as the Azure Dragoon, I was there through it all, bore witness to all the horrors. But there was no time to offer even a silent prayer. Nidhogg lingered in one place only long enough to lay it to waste, And when he took wing, so too did it. I pursue him, a man possessed. This game of cat and mouse continued for what seemed an eternity before I found myself face to face with the great worm. The battle unfolded in a tiny settlement on the edge of Korthus, raging on for 3 days and 3 nights, with neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. Remaining on my feet by sheer force of will, I realized that it must end now, else it shouldn't end well. Marshalling my last ounce of strength, I wagered all on a single thrust. My lance struck home, burying deep in the ruin of the opponent's empty eye socket. Yet before I could withdraw my weapon, the worm lashed out wildly in its agony, dealing a blow that left me sprawled on the scorched earth, nigh insensate. In that instant, I thought myself surely doomed. But Halon was not finished with me. Having lost the taste for battle, Nidhogg let loose a blood-curdling roar before fleeing to the sky. The battle was over. While I did not perish from my injuries, they rendered my body unfit to bear the power of the dragon, and I was Azure Dragoon no more. Laying bedridden, my thoughts wandered to all the innocent lives that had been lost, the people I had failed to protect. The last conflict with the dragons of Dravania left countless orphans in its wake. Estenier was one of them, the sole survivor of Ferndale, the final village to suffer Nidhogg's wrath. With none left to care for him, I did the only thing I could. I took Estenier as my own son, instructing him in the way of the Dragoon when he was of an age to learn. Yet I would not have you think me noble. My actions were born not of compassion, but of guilt. My guilt of having failed him. But alas, I have also failed him as a father. For what manner of man did I bring him up to be? A thief who would endanger the life of every one of his good countrymen. Aye, you heard me right. All of Ishgard may suffer for his crime. Though we know little and less of the mind of dragons, it is conceivable that the disturbance surrounding his stolen eye will rouse Nidhogg to awaken once more. That his kin has already stirred from their slumber serves as fair warning of that. Time is not on our side. Fortunately, it would seem you're more than ready to embark on the next trial. Make your way to Witchdrop, where the knight Hustien waits your arrival. My nation is depending on you. The whole nation. Oof. Alright, back to Witchdrop. See, they so fast that way. Probably the same person, but... The other witch drop location, okay. Here's Stien. You're the one who would aspire to be Azure Dragoon? Why, you're not even of Ishgard. If you truly possess the power that Sir Albrecht sees in you, then prove it to me with your lance. En garde! Right. Everyone come here. Come here. That strength! I have not seen its light since Estenia himself stood before me. Mayhap Sir Albrecht has the right of it after all. Return and show your crystal to him. I have no doubt he will be pleased. Listen to a story, one-shot some mobs, finish the quest. Easy done. Now, I guess what makes this storyline, this quest line unique is that it tells you the story of Ishgard before being able to get to Ishgard. I mean, the MSQ did a little bit job too, but this actually talks about the origin. You have passed yet another trial with flying colors, Clalin. The day when you may stand before Steny as an equal is not far off. And when that day comes, the Eye will choose you over the traitor. I have no doubt of this. But we must be patient still. For now, you must continue your training. When you can do no more on your own, seek me out once more. Impeccable timing, Clalin. A message arrived from Estenier but moments ago. Much to my astonishment, he would trade words with us and bids meet us at Boulder's Down. As to his true intentions, I cannot say. It may well be a trap, but we must go nonetheless. I trust I can count on your company. Double Dragoon. Where's Boulder's Down? There it is. Imagine the game of Double Dragon, but Double Dragoon instead. Greetings, Master. It has been too long. Estenier, end this folly at once. You must know that each second the Eye passes outside Ishgard's walls brings us closer to a repeat of the tragedy of 20 summers past. Surrender yourself in the Eye and return with me to Ishgard before it's too late. But it is already too late, Master. For you see, Nidhogg has already awakened. What? Hear me, Master. You have mistaken the cause of the dragon's return. The Eye is not to blame. A premonition came to me by virtue of the dragon within, warning me that the great worm would soon rouse. Even as he slumbered, Nidhogg seethed with irrepressible rancor for that wound of 20 years ago. That rancor will send him flying at a speeding arrow to Ishgard, whereupon death and devastation will ensue. But there is a possible solution. Were the Eye taken to a remote land far from the Holy See, then and only then could destruction be averted and the lives of innocent Ishgardians be spared. You mean to make a bait of yourself? Nay, there is more to this than you let on. You seek vengeance for Ferndale. To me, the two are one and the same. You know my past better than any else. It was for no other reason than to avenge my family that I became a Dragoon. Dragons long outlive men. Dragons long outlive men and do not soon forget the wrongs done them. What grudge they harbor burns as a fire in their heart, over time swelling into an unquenchable inferno. You need only look back on history to see what Nidhogg power grows stronger with each awakening. last he darkened our skies, the Great Worm came within a hair's breadth of laying waste to Ishgard. Not short of death will prevent him from completing his mission the next he wakes. Nidhogg took everything from me. Now I shall take everything from him, even if it means my life. The eye works in ways men can ill comprehend, but this much is plain. In choosing 2 Azure Dragoons in one generation, it means for us to join together in a common cause. Adventurer, you have heard my resolution. Now I ask you to lend me your power. The power of the dragon. In the long and proud history of Ishgard, never before have 2 Azure Dragoons arisen in that same era to fight as one. This is our best, nay, our only chance to send the power of the worm, to send the Great Worm to eternal slumber. Behold my armor. This is the Dragoon mail, forged in the lifeblood of dragons. As blood calls blood, so too does my armor call to the dragon within, redoubling the wearer's strength thereby. If you would realize your potential as an Azure Dragoon, you must clad yourself in the same. Clad so, you will inherit the techniques passed from Azure Dragoon to Azure Dragoon, come through the generations. Then, and only then, will your training be complete. But first, you must win the Dragoon mail as I and Sir Abraca did before you. By proving yourself worthy in the ultimate trial of the Azure, a series of battles so harrowingly as to send the unworthy to an early demise. Master, once the adventurer acquires your armor, pray see to it that she learns to harness the power of the dragon in full. Astenia, wait! Save your words, I do not mean to make myself easy prey for dragons. I take my leave of you. So we're here. Astenia. Forgive me, I was deep in thought. Now then, as to acquiring the armor of which Astenia spoke. At first it was my intention to bequeath mine own armor to you. I am an Azure Dragoon no longer, and his powers are wasted on me. It would be simple enough to hand it over to you and complete your training right here and now. But it is as Astenia said. The Dragon armor is no ordinary set of mail. Its strength derives from the dragon blood whence it came, the blood's power resonating with the soul of the weaver. Though I can no longer draw upon mine own armor's power, its bond to me was forged years ago. Were I to bestow it upon you now, I fear it would offer but a scintilla of the protection it afforded me in those bygone days. Aye, Astenia has the right of it. You must claim your armor as he and I did before you. You must complete the trials of the Azure. Let the powers of dragon blood be yours and yours alone. The Ogre's Belly would be your final test. The Ogre's Belly would be where your final test begins. I shall dispatch Sir Bruce Mulder. Seek him out upon your arrival. Northeast. Get going. Oh, there it is. You have grown strong since last we met, adventurer, but you pale in comparison with your azure forebears. If you prove me wrong, let your lance do the talking. Unspeaking swordsman. Alright, all done. Once again, adventurer, you prove yourself worthy beyond my expectations. Take this, but know that your trial has only just begun. Your next challenge lies in the chamber beyond. Sir Estienne awaits you there. Alright. There you are. You, a foreigner, don't don the Dragoon armor? Then prove us that you will not do it dishonor. Then prove it that you will not do it dishonor. There we go. Sir Albrecht said the Eye has chosen you, and it would appear he speaks true. The armor is yours. Wear it with pride and honor. Your trial is nigh complete, but be forewarned, many before you have made it this far only to fall at the final challenge. Do not let overconfidence be your downfall. Here we go. So you finally made it this far. Very well. Prove yourself worthy of the Azure, or die in the effort. You have demonstrated your powers to me beyond a doubt. Aye, there is not in this garden who would gainsay your right to don the armor of dragons. You have demonstrated. I shall send word ahead to Sir Albrecht that you have passed your trials here. It is he who will present you with the fourth piece of armor and consummate your training. Go now, my fellow Dragoon, and deliver this land from the great worm's wrath. Yay! Oops, wrong way. This one quest is taking longer than I thought it would. Oh well. I hear from Sir Brutusmore that you performed most impressively. Yes, I stand more convinced than ever that you will be the one to save our land. Yet be warned, Clalin, one last trial awaits you. You will face this trial in the presence not of knights, but of ghosts. Make your way to the Steel Vigil and seek out a gravestone north and west of the structure. Take with you this flute, and when you reach your destination, blow a single strong note. A visitor shall soon arrive. Entertain your guest, and should he leave behind a present, return it here to me. Alright, let's keep going. Hope everyone's having a good evening so far. And I must say I'm trying to get a little bit tired myself. Looking forward to that sweet, sweet sleep's release. Here we go. God, I hate that type of whistle. Gray wine. Make it easier to get there. Done with this. Da 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 da. Your presence before me indicates you've seen to the visitor. Have you aught to show for your deeds? The shrill tone emitted by this bone-carved whistle is believed to summon nations of the Dravanian horde. And Horde Skull. Proof you or someone else slew Greywine. Ah, the skull of Greywine, old warrior of the Dravanian horde. It's said that in ages past he could bring down a castle with a single breath. His strength had dwindled since those days, but a dragon past his prime is a formidable foe nonetheless. In slaying him, you have proven yourself worthy of this. You now possess the 4 pieces of the dragon that Stenian, myself, and our forebears did wear. While you doubtless wonder about the 5th, I can tell you only that it is not time to give. Fear not, however, your triumphs in the trials and against the dragon of the horde gave evidence that Dragon blood. And against the dragon of the horde, give evidence that Dragon blood now resonates within you. Yes, you can stand before me as prepared for your ultimate challenge as any could be. And yet, before we proceed, I would hear it from your own lips. The Great Wyrm's power is the stuff of legends. Have you truly resolved to fight this battle, to risk your own life to deliver a foreign land from the clutches of its ancient foe? When you are certain that your mind is settled, return and speak to me. So you rejoin your strength to its Estenias, that Isgard might be free from the rage of the Great Wyrm forevermore? Then I shall honor my promise. You shall have full use of your powers by the time we are done. Before we begin, there is something I must needs confess. You recall the tale of my battle with Nidhogg 20 years past. and how the power of the dragon left me on account of the injuries I sustained? What I said was an untruth. The power did not abandon me, Clalin. It was just I who abandoned it. Being derived of our mortal enemies, the power of the Azure Dragoon is a double-edged sword. Even as it lends us the strength we need to smite dragons, it heightens our communication with the creatures, rendering our minds more susceptible to their seduction than ordinary men. Even as I burn my lance in Nidhogg's flesh, our gazes locked and mine eyes met, down with the look of that would fair and pale a man. In that instant, I found myself assailed by a torrent of emotions not my own. Sorrow, rancor, pity. They threatened to drown the man in me and leave behind a dragon. Fearing that I might turn traitor, I chose to purge myself of the power that the eye had bestowed upon me. Thus, regaining lucidity, I was able to rout the previously wounded Nidhogg. Alas, countless of his brethren yet remain. As if to mock me, they fell upon the Ferndale with a vengeance. Bereft of my power, it was all I could do to save but one child. Nary a soul knows of this, nay, not even Nestenier. But I can keep him in the dark no longer. At our last meeting, Estenier said that protecting Isgard and exacting revenge upon Nidhogg are as one to him. That frame of mind, I fear, may well lead to his demise. The desire to protect and the desire to avenge are opposing forces that can ill be reconciled. Worse, the latter serves only to cloud his sense of self. When next Estenia and I meet, I intend to confess all. Though it means the loss of his good opinion, the outcome of the coming battle and his very life may well depend on his readiness to relinquish his powers. Never allow yourself to forget the origin of your strength. Ever does the dragon lurk behind your eyes, biding its time, ready to claim you for its own. Aught less than complete conviction, and you will find yourself in vice-like clutches. So, forewarned, let us return to your present endeavor. My promise to Estenia was that I would impart upon you the technique that will mark you as a true Azure Dragoon. If you know the truth, however, this knowledge is not within my power to bestow. No, you must claim the technique much as you claim the fourth piece of the armor you bear, by proving yourself in battle with the dragons whose power you would unite with your own. I entrust you with this flute once more. Take it to the southwest Providence Point and blow a single note. By locking wills with your adversaries and prevailing, you will prove yourself worthy to champion that cause to which your lance is sworn. The dragon within you shall then awaken. There you go. God, I hate that whistle. Alright, that's it. Okay. Yeah, after this quest line, I'm going to have some good, much-needed rest for tonight. It is good to see you safely returned. I take from your bearing that the engagement went favorably. Draconian flute. I said that last time. You left this place a woman, Clalin, but you returned as a dragon. There is no more for me to teach you. From here, your battle is yours and yours alone. Now, you might recall me saying that the fifth and final piece of the dragon armor was not mine to give. However, that is not wholly true. I could guide you to the direction of that which you seek. That said, I yet have reservations. The sheer power of the dragon housed within is such that great many of your Zerf forebears, myself among them, have proven hopelessly incapable of wielding it. But I do not doubt what I see. Within you has awakened a strength that forever eluded the likes of me. If you're not worthy of wearing that armor, then I know none who are. Remember my warning to you, Clalin, and heed it well. Nidhogg is a lord amongst his kind. Naught else than complete conviction, and you will surely fall under his thrall. Before you can master your foe, you must needs master yourself. Hone your lantern until it can bear no more honing, and then present yourself to me. When the time has come, I will tell you what you need to know. I look forward to our next meeting, my young Dragoon. Unless I'm wrong, this next quest should be the last one. Spine Shatter Dive. Ah, Clalin, an urgent news arrived from Miss Denia in your absence. He bids us come at once to the Steel Vigil. It would seem Nidhogg is on the move, and rather sooner than we had anticipated. It appears you have not yet fully become master of the dragon within you, and yet we are racing against time. I fear we have no choice but to do battle to the best of your current abilities, and without the Draken mail I promised. Now, let us away, as Denia must know the truth of Ferndale, lest they fall for the Great Worm's seduction. Okay, we just keep going this way. Here it is, the final instance battle. Let's have fun. Oh, Brick, I have waited long for this day. You who fancy yourself an Azure Dragoon, the man whose cause you have taken for your own is a coward. He relinquished the power of the dragon of his own volition and watched as Ferndale burned. Do you not think it ironic that I was chosen as your Dragoon? I, an orphan who had not a valley to protect in this guard? I suppose I must give thanks, for it was the eye that revealed me to the truth. A truth so damning as to undo a lifetime of trust. I loved you as a father, but I can ill forgive you for Ferndale. As I understand it, you've kept even the Archbishop in the dark regarding the missing eye. Do you mean to take your shame to your grave? I waste my breath. Prepare yourself, old man, for I shall lay to waste all the things you hold dear. And once I'm finished with you, I shall do what no Azure Dragoon has succeeded in doing. I shall claim Nidhogg's head. Calm yourself, Estenier. Your rage renders you vulnerable to the dragon's influence. Clalin. In you, I thought I found kindred. Someone besides whom I could fight the great worm. It is with a heavy heart that I relinquish that dream. Your affection for this coward has rendered you deaf to your own destiny. Very well. Then we would one day cross lances was inevitable from our first meeting. As we shall soon find out who is the eye's true chosen. There can be only one. That's it? Alright. Feeble creature, dost thou desire power? Look to thine anger and thy hatred. It is there thou shalt find it. O mighty Nidhogg, Lord of Dragons. Grant unto me thy power, that I might be granted the claws and fang, wherein to rend thine enemies. Clalin, this is impossible. It cannot be. All right. Forgive me, Estenier. I have failed you once again. I am fine. Somewhat shaken, but otherwise whole of body. Suffice to say, I have much to reflect upon. Let us return to the auditorium. Alright, let's go bring this chapter to a close. When the being of darkness closed upon us, you appeared to me in the spitting image of Haldrath the Dragon's Eye, just as he is depicted in the Holy Scriptures. I thought that mayhap the years have taken their toll on my mind, but behold, the soul of the dragon shines as it never did in all the years I bore it. I would seem to have achieved that which we thought impossible. You have awakened to the ability that none but the first Azure Dragoon has possessed. Truly a momentous achievement. I can scarce believe that you're able to summon the self-same Draken armor worn by Haldrath. To think that it had been sealed within your soul crystal all this time. I have borne witness to many and more wonders over the years, yet none compares to you, my young Dragoon. Could it be that you are... Mark, it's not my mutterings. I am certain that it was your indomitable sense of justice that resonated within the spirit of the Azure Dragoon, prompting him to bestow the armor upon you. Yes, that is doubtless what happened. As the being of darkness faded, so too did Nidhugg's aura subside, and now his kind has ceased their stirring. Whether this was compelled by your awakening, I cannot say. I suspect we will learn the truth of it eventually. Estenier, my dear boy, whatever becomes of him, he will ever be a son to me. I pray that he is somewhere out there still, that he has not wholly forgotten the great man he once was. When the darkness brushed against me, the self-same torrent of emotions swept over me as those I experienced 20 summers past. But there was something else besides. There was a voice, and it lamented the rift that divides dragons and men. You will come to comprehend what I speak in due time. Till then, Clalin, I pray that you will ever use your newfound strength in the name of justice. Alright, folks. And with that, I'm calling this evening to a close. I am exhausted. So you can actually see. I am exhausted. But I'm also excited at the same time. We've now completed every single job quest that Clalin Reborn had to offer. From every melee, magic, every single job that crafters and gatherers. Check it out. There's a gaggle of stories that you can go through. By all means, check it out. I'll be back I'll be back online again tomorrow. As for what we're doing, I do not know not entirely sure. I'm thinking of holding off Hildebrandt till next week because I'll have a couple more days to work on that. Because Hildebrandt takes more than one day. At least it will for me. So probably just chill, maybe do some dungeons and stuff. We'll see. Till then, for those that joined, thank you for joining. Hope you have a fantastic evening so far. If you like what you see, click on like, click on follow. You'll be updated for future events that occur. And before we go, we're going to raid somebody. As to who? Captain Odin again sounds great. Let's do him. Alright. So with that, hope everyone takes care. Have a good night, good morning, afternoon, wherever you may be. I'll also see you all tomorrow evening. Take care.